Um, Now that Pocahontas is running, how big and how intense will this Trump slide be? Well, I think that it is uh, going to be, it's going to range from large to incredibly big. Um, Here, let's have a look at this. Now, this is a chart of the total approval rating for Trump versus Obama. The green line, which is lower, is the line for the Trump's approval. The blue line is Obama's approval. And although it's a little bit difficult to see from here because there was a spike in the Obama line, but at the moment, Trump's total approval rating is an entire it's a point above Obama's at the same point in his administration. Now, if you keep in mind, Obama won re-election against a moderately competent candidate. Romney was not, I don't consider Romney to have been a strong candidate, but, he was a tall, good looking, well spoken, good guy with executive hair. He knew what he knew what he was doing. He had plenty of centrist appeal. He had plenty of establishment support. And yet Obama didn't have too much trouble beating him. Now, it's true that Obama was a media darling, but you need to keep in mind that Trump is more popular than Obama, despite having had the media coming at him harder than any president that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Even Reagan did not come in for the kind of attacks that Trump has been enduring nonstop. Margot asks, do you think Trump's second term will resemble Obama's in terms of racial politicization? I think it's going to continue to get worse, and I don't think it has anything to do with Obama or Trump. I think that it has to do with the changing demographics of the system. We're already seeing blacks, whites, and Asians, and also Jews, essentially going to war with each other within the Democratic Party. LRN News says, I made a poll on Social Galactic about the State of the Union speech, and one person slightly disapproved and the rest slightly approved. Yeah, but you got to keep in mind that we are outliers. We are the 3 to 5% on the extreme right. And so Trump's speech went over huge with the Civic nationalists. And that's why he is going to win so crushingly. No, Trump is not a globalist, but he is also not a genuine nationalist. He's a civic nationalist. And so, what he is doing is he is shoring up his left wing. He's shoring up his left flank. And so, obviously some of the stuff that he's saying is going to stick in our craw. But, Trump was not the ideal candidate for most of us. Trump was the best available candidate. He wasn't the ideal candidate. And I haven't forgotten that. I mean, I think that he's actually been a better president than I expected. He's been a much better president than I expected. He's actually been one of the best presidents that we've seen since, who knows? I mean, you got to go back to Coolidge in some ways. And so Kevin doesn't understand that politicians don't always speak the literal truth. And so Um, so we have to be patient. We have to see what's going on. And also, there's a tremendous amount of activity going on behind the scenes. I was watching a bit of, I think it was the first Tom Cruise Mission Impossible. And one of the things that really struck me is here's this really nasty, violent battle going on between a pharmaceutical company, a wealthy group of essentially financial gangsters, and then the rogue government group or whatever that Tom Cruise represents, Ethan Hunt's character represents. And when you look at this, and you see how like the rest of the people are just totally ignorant about this taking place. And we're seeing all kinds of craziness taking place. Who knows about this whole Q thing, whether it's complete nonsense or not. But even the people that don't buy into any of the conspiracy stuff are wondering where the hell Ruth Bader Ginsburg is. They're wondering what's going on with regards to Brexit. France is practically in a state of civil war. Durlex Sedlex says, the good news is the more vehemently those changing demographics oppose him, the more they'll set the stage for a hardline nationalist that can come after him. That's absolutely true. And so, and if you look at what's taking place in France and what's taking place in Italy, it's astonishing when you look at how much has changed just in the past 3 years.